Hello, I'm Jalen Brooks.
And I'm Nicholas Wimbish. And coming up on GC360.
Some professors are worried about a certain AI program. The program is designed to have a human-like text-based conversation.
And parking, a constant issue for Georgia College students, is changing. What do students need to know about the new parking regulations?
Then, the second First Friday celebration of the year allowed people to gather around fire pits downtown as they listened to folk music and ate from local food trucks.
Also, next semester, all Adobe apps will require students to be on campus Wi-Fi. What will this mean for students and faculty in the future?
And the history of Milledgeville has piqued some real interest in Hollywood. Flannery O'Connor's story is being told through film. But how do some students feel about this, and what are their expectations? All of this coming up next on GC360.
Welcome to GC360 News, where news comes full circle.
Once upon a time, there was a language model called ChatGPT. ChatGPT was trained by OpenAI, one of the leading research organizations in the field of artificial intelligence. Did that sound odd? That's because it was generated by ChatGPT, an AI program that has many professors worried that some students might be using it to cheat. Our reporter Ava Cartes has more on this.
Stop using ChatGPT.
ChatGPT is amazing. Here's how you can use ChatGPT to
ChatGPT has exploded in popularity in recent months, and faculty members of Georgia College are wanting to take action to prevent its misuse in academic work. In an interview with the chair of the communications department, Dr. Michael Dreher shared some of his thoughts on this AI and the ethics that are at risk.
One of the problems that we always see with technology is that the technology runs faster than the law and ethics that surround that.
But how can professors identify original work from an auto-generated paper?
There was a senior at one of the Ivy League schools, I want to say it's Brown, who actually came up with his own website to determine whether something was written by ChatGPT. And so there is an anti-ChatGPT site that exists where you can take a paper and you can upload that paper and see whether or not AI created that paper.
Artificial intelligence is still in early stages of development, and we cannot forget that GC faculty members will be keeping a watchful eye on it. Reporting for GC360, I'm Ava Cartes.
Finding a spot to park on campus is never easy. But with new technology, it might be easier to use commuter lots. Georgia College will no longer be using parking passes. Instead, they will use licensing renegotiation machines to check vehicles. Our reporter, Trinity Pahl, dove deeper into this issue.
The new year brought some changes to Georgia College parking services. Starting in January, license plate recognition started being used in the GCSU parking lots. We spoke to John Jackson, Director of Parking and Transportation, to get more information about the new parking changes.
License plate recognition is a parking solution that does away with the physical parking permit or hang tag that all students and faculty and staff used to come into the office and get. And so now your license plate is actually your physical permit number. So the old problem of, oh, I forgot my permit or I swapped vehicles is gone now. It's all an electronic permit, and that's thanks to the electronic system that we've installed here that actually reads every license plate as it goes by in our parking lots.
Some more of the changes that have been made are that pull-through parking and reverse parking are no longer allowed. This is because they prevent your license plate from being visible to the system.
The failure to display permit was really the highest number of tickets we gave each semester. This system will do away with that. Once you register your vehicle, that ticket will not be given anymore.
Also, because your license plate will now be tied to your Bobcat email, tickets will only be issued electronically. So, if you break the parking rules regularly, make sure to check your email often.
Previously, we had to physically walk out and place a ticket on every window when the individual received a ticket. This system has all of your information in it. It will email you a ticket where you can go in and view your ticket, appeal it if you so choose, and pay your ticket electronically.
If you have any more questions about the parking changes, you can reach out to the GCSU Parking and Transportation Services by email at parking@gcsu.edu.
Starting in the 2023-24 school year, Georgia College will no longer pay for at-home access to Adobe Creative Cloud. What does this mean for students? We now go to Sophia Ricketts.
To assist students during the pandemic, Adobe offered colleges a discount on Adobe Creative Suite for students.
What Adobe ended up doing for higher education was that they allowed students who were officially registered students in 2-year and 4-year colleges to be able to use the Adobe Creative Suite for free and to be able to use it at home on their home computers as long as they were officially students.
Now that universities are back in person, Adobe no longer offers the pandemic discount. GCSU recently decided to cut access due to budget cuts from low enrollment. According to staff, this will save the school over $30,000 a year. Regardless, Adobe products are still the industry standard in multiple digital media fields from broadcast to graphic design. Learning these tools is crucial for students, and they are constantly using the software.
For every project we do in graphic design, it involves something Adobe. There might be some other things as well, but Adobe is normally the main platform.
Next year, the lack of access will likely impact students' ability to do projects.
The best thing about it is that I can have it on my laptop and take my laptop with me wherever I go and have access to it, which is really helpful when I'm doing work for classes and I have a deadline and I can't always physically go to the art building.
With at-home access gone, more students will need to utilize computer labs like these, but many are skeptical about the school's preparedness to handle more students in labs.
We have the little lab in front, but there's only 10 computers maybe in there, and that is always open, but that's not enough for a whole class, and especially when there's multiple graphic design classes.
And there's only so many computers too that have access to Premiere Pro and everything here on campus as well. That just adds a whole nother layer of just difficulty to meet our deadlines and everything.
To combat the issue, departments are hoping to make labs more accessible for students.
Yes, part of what we are trying to do is to increase the ability of students to access the labs when faculty might not be around, for example. So yes, we have actually put in a request to change our door lock system here to give students more access to it.
The new locks on the labs will be accessible with Bobcat cards so that Mass Comm majors can use the labs after hours and on weekends. At-home access to Adobe Suite will expire for students after the spring 2023 semester, but students will still be able to use Adobe Suite on their personal devices if they are on school Wi-Fi. For GC360, I'm Sophia Ricketts.
Next on GC360, which local food trucks came out to Milledgeville's monthly First Friday celebration?
What are Georgia College's athletes up to this week?
And what did President Cathy Cox discuss during her university address? All of this coming up after the break.
Andalusia Farm served as the home of the famed author Mary Flannery O'Connor. There's a ton of stuff that college students can come and enjoy. On top of that, this is a wonderful and beautiful place for Georgia College seniors to come and have some of their portraits done. But even more so than that, we have a nature trail down by the pond, which is about 2 miles long. It is very, very beautiful. And we also have Aster and Mrs. Shortley, our peacock and peahen, who are pretty fun to visit as well.
We're going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to GC360, where news comes full circle. We're getting ready to tackle a new semester with a new crew, new segments, and new stories. For stories that matter to you, be sure to tune in every Thursday night at 4 p.m. on Channel 4 News on MNBC TV. You can also catch us on our YouTube page at GC360 News.
Downtown Milledgeville is continuing their First Friday celebrations. People grabbed their flannels and headed downtown for the mountain-themed celebration. There, they gathered around fire pits and ate at local food trucks. GC360's reporter Savannah Briggs was there.
On the 3rd of February, downtown South Wayne Street was totally transformed.
We are at First Friday downtown Milledgeville, and this is Food Trucks and Flannel, or Flannel and Food Truck First Friday. It is the first month, or the first Friday of each month, except for January and July, that we do an event in downtown, and we're super excited that we have such a good showing tonight.
Event organizers filled the street with food trucks, live music, axe throwing, and so much more. Local car dealership 5 Star Automotive Group was a huge sponsor in making this happen.
First Friday, it's great. I love coming every month. I actually work really close with the city to come out and dress as Spider-Man and just bring happiness back to the neighborhood.
Community members from all walks of life attended the night's festivities. Even furry friends joined in on the fun.
How's night going?
It's going well. It's kind of cold, but everybody's out here having fun, eating some good food, and we should do this more often.
What food truck did you order from?
We went to CK Smokehouse and had the pastrami, and I will say that it's probably some of the best pastrami I've ever had, and I've had a lot.
Reason enough to come out here?
That's right.
In addition to the four-wheeled CK Smokehouse, food trucks representing Glow's Thighs and Pies, Annie Lou's Seafood and More, Devereaux Crab Shack, Saucy Sauce, The Dough Company, Southern Dogs Barbecue, and ABC Catering were present. First Friday is a great opportunity for local businesses to interact with the public.
I love these types of events because it makes the place busy, and that's what we need. We're a newer business, so getting as many people in the door as possible is always great.
Blacksmiths from Middle Georgia entertained viewers with their demonstrations.
We're with the Old Bogey Blacksmith Guild. So Blacksmith Guild is located out in Jackson, Georgia. And we're just kind of showing off our skills, trying to revive an old art.
Next month, we can look forward to more live music and community celebration. Savannah Biggers, reporting for GC360 News. On the 3rd of February, downtown South Wayne Street was totally
It looks like
transformed.
Savannah had a lot of fun at that event. But what events are happening in GCSU's athletic department? Hayden, what's going on with our players this week?
Georgia College baseball has officially begun. After week 1, Bobcat pitcher Jacob Ryan was awarded Peach Belt Conference Pitcher of the Week. The righty pitched 7 scoreless innings versus 7th-ranked Tampa. Ryan struck out 3 batters and only allowed 4 hits. The junior received a no decision after the Bobcats fell to Tampa in extra innings 2-1. The tennis team also served up their season last week. Sophomore Sophia was awarded Peach Belt Conference Player of the Week. Shing went 2-0 and swept both opponents she faced 6-0. Shing led the Bobcats to victory as they defeated Emmanuel College 6-1.
Thanks, Hayden. President Cathy Cox gave her university address. Our reporter Dana Hoffman is here in the studio today to give us some insight on this. What happened, Dana?
Thanks, Nick. So, what did Cathy Cox speak upon at the university address? Cathy Cox's real intention behind the State of the University address is to fully make students, faculty, alumni, and especially donors aware of what is going on at GCSU. She's trying to emphasize how much is truly accomplished at this university, whether that be with professors and students discovering new species, to research or a new program that will support minority students. But she's showing how the administration at Georgia College is overcoming some of the university's obstacles from over the past year. A major takeaway from last year was when GCSU faced unanticipated low enrollment due to keeping SAT and ACT requirements. This led to a faculty hiring freeze and several organizations having the budget slashed. But this year, the school took away that requirement, and President Cox was happy to report the dramatic increase in applications and admissions, especially for students of minorities, which is great for GCSU because the issue of diversity is priority for this university. It is also important to note Cathy Cox was not afraid to stray away from bad news in their address. She did go over how the university budget is set by the USG. It is based on the previous year's enrollment, and because enrollment was low last year, the university's budget was slashed by $8 million. Cathy Cox did not specifically state how the school will cope with that, but she is still optimistic because we are set to have the largest freshman class ever since the school began.
After the break, we'll get a look at what Georgia's weather has in store for next week.
And what new movie is focusing on the life of a historic woman of Milledgeville?
And what happened at the Grammys? And what nominated artist was our reporter Ava Cartes rooting for?
Andalusia Farm served as the home of the famed author Mary Flannery O'Connor. There's a ton of stuff that college students can come and enjoy. On top of that, this is a wonderful and beautiful place for Georgia College seniors to come and have some of their portraits done. But even more so than that, we have a nature trail down by the pond, which is about 2 miles long. It is very, very beautiful. And we also have Astor and Mrs. Shortley, our peacock and peahen, who are pretty fun to visit as well.
We're going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to GC 360, where news comes full circle. We're getting ready to tackle a new semester with a new crew, new segments, and new stories. For stories that matter to you, be sure to tune in every Thursday night at 4 p.m. on Channel 4 News on MNBC TV. You can also catch us on our YouTube page at GC360 News.
Welcome back. So what does the weather look like this week in Milledgeville? Grace?
Good afternoon, podcast. There will be on and off showers this afternoon. However, it will be mostly cloudy day. Winds could reach 5 to 10 miles per hour. Today's high is 73 and the low is 55. In the evening, a steady rain will come and continue on into the night. It is also possible you might hear some thunder. Unfortunately, this weekend will be a rainy one tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have a 73% chance of rain. Friday's high is 58 and the low is 57. The rain showers in the evening will become sporadic. Saturday will even be more rainy and with almost a 100% of chance of rain. Temperatures this weekend will only reach a high of 50 and have a low of 36. Sunday will especially be strong, reaching 10 to 15 miles per hour. The following week will have cloudy days mixed in with some rains.
Thanks, Grace. A lot happened in our entertainment news this week, and our entertainment correspondent Ava Cartes has the scoop. What's happening, Ava?
Beyoncé now has more Grammys than anyone else in the world. She won a total of 32 Grammys. Also at the Grammys, they celebrated 50 years of hip-hop. Artists from every generation were there, from Dr. Dre to Lil Baby. Also, Album of the Year was given to Harry's House. While the Song of the Year was awarded to Bonnie Raitt for Just Like That, the whole night I was rooting for Adele, and my cheers somehow worked because she won Best Pop Solo Performance. Also, the Grammys awarded the Best Pop Duo of the Year, Kim Petras, who's the first gender woman to win in this category. Afterwards, there were performances dedicated to artists we have lost. That's all for this week. Back to you, Nick.
We apologize for the technical difficulties of some of our reports today. Thanks, Ava. Also, in the world of Hollywood, Flannery O'Connor, a novelist from Milledgeville, is getting her own movie. How are students reacting to this news? Our reporter, Gracie Howard, has the story.
Milledgeville, Georgia is known for many things, including great education and a rich history. However, the one thing that Milledgeville might most be known for is its renowned Southern Gothic author, Flannery O'Connor, who will soon be getting her own movie. Cassandra Munnell, curator at Andalusia, the Flannery O'Connor Museum, gave a brief history on Flannery.
So Flannery O'Connor is an American Southern Gothic author, or was technically. She was a Georgia native and actually spent most of her time here in Milledgeville. So most famous for her works Wise Blood and The Violent Buried Away, which are her novels, and her short stories. Is considered one of the masters of short fiction and one of the pinnacle defining authors of the Southern Gothic genre.
The Flannery O'Connor biopic, called Wildcat, is currently being filmed and features stars such as Maya Hawke, Steve Zahn, and Laura Linney, and is being directed by Hollywood legend Ethan Hawke. There has also been excitement from students on campus about the new movie. Freshman special education major Danielle Gallant shared her opinion on the upcoming film.
I hope that Flannery will be portrayed as who she really was and what we know her for, and I am excited. I will definitely be giving it a watch once it comes out.
Flannery O'Connor has been a vital part of both Milledgeville and Georgia College for generations. And with a new film about her, Flannery's work, life, and legacy will be sure to touch more people for years to come. Reporting for GC360, this is Gracie Howard.
That's it for GC360 News this week. I'm Jalen Brooks.
And I'm Nicholas Wimbish. When we are not on the air, we keep you up to date on our social media pages. That's at facebook.com/GC360 and at GC360 News for Twitter and Instagram. Always available to you, GC360, where news comes full circle.